Hello, hi, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I'm just gonna do a little bit of a chat and an update, and hopefully it's not too chatty for you, but I have filmed a couple of times and never filmed enough to make it into a vlog, and so I've deleted the footage. So I am gonna share a recipe with you today, in today's video that I made yesterday. But yeah, so it's been a long couple of weeks. I don't even know if I gave a little bit of an intro, I think, like when I first started up this channel, but we moved a week before Thanksgiving. We closed on the sale of our home and the purchase of a new home about an hour and a half away from each other. We closed on them at the same location, but then we were moving about an hour and a half away. And with the move and like the stress of the move, I got a little bit sick, not bad, for a couple of days. Then we had Thanksgiving, and then we had Christmas, which we were out of town for a little over a week, I think. And then I got sick the day after Christmas, and it's just kind of been lingering. It's not like horrible, but it's a cold, and I've just been congested. My ear has been clogged. My left ear has been clogged for a while now. It doesn't feel like I have an ear infection or anything. Thankfully, I'll be going to my chiropractor tomorrow, and I know when my ear will be draining by the time I'm leaving there. If you didn't know that, chiropractors can help with that. Anyways, and I'm still seeing my chiropractor back where I moved from, so an hour and a half away, but I love her and she's helped me tremendously, so I'm sticking with it. Anyways, I'm sitting down with a glass of water, but I've actually been quite busy today. I got up this morning, which is when I started filming, and was like, all right, we're gonna make things happen. I'm gonna unload the dishwasher. I did some dishes, and I did take care of quite a bit of stuff, but I didn't feel like it was stuff worth filming. So we have a pretty exciting trip for us coming up in a couple of weeks, and I'm super excited about it. We are going on a cruise. So I don't know if you all have cruised. I'm gonna chat just a little bit. This is just gonna be like a get to know me chatty type of thing. So I hope you're in for this. I don't plan on doing a lot of this chatty stuff in my videos, more like chatty vlogs. But anyways, I'm gonna stop apologizing for what I'm doing and just do it. And if you like it, you like it. And if you don't, you don't. That's okay. Anyway, we had the opportunity, I don't know, 15 years ago. We went on a couple of cruises in a fairly short amount of time, not like multiple in a year or anything like that. Going with some groups. We'd gotten a couple cruises nearly free from people who had canceled. Anyways, then we took a break from it. My husband was kind of cruised out. We went on one 10 years ago, almost 10 years ago, for our 10-year wedding anniversary. Well, it wasn't on our 10-year anniversary, but it was in celebration of that. And we're going on one for our 20th anniversary. It just kind of worked out that way. We'll actually be on the cruise for our anniversary. And we are going with one of my husband's brothers and his wife, whom we are very close with. And it just kind of worked out, their availability. And they have several children, but they're at a point now where they can go without their children. And so we're excited for this getaway. And it's been a while. We don't do a lot of vacations. Typically our vacations are going to visit family, which we love to do. And then we have done most years a trip to the Outer Banks, which is here in North Carolina, although we started doing it before we were in North Carolina. Depending on the year, we go to different sides of the family, and like my side or my husband's side, we go off season. We rent a big house all together. Everyone goes in on it. It's a very affordable trip. Now, when we do cruises, I'm not going to make this a cruise chat, but we find ways to do it very affordably as well. But it is a bigger trip for us, and we are very excited. We'll be, my brother-in-law and sister-in-law will be driving down here. Her parents actually live not that far from us. We're all from New York, so it's kind of funny how that worked out. But they're going to leave their kids with them, and then we're going to pick them up, and we're going to all drive down to Florida. And then the next day we'll go on our cruise. So I've been doing a lot of planning and prepping, a little bit of shopping, not too much, not trying to spend a whole bunch of money, but I wanted to kind of make it special and got a couple of dresses, really inexpensive. I shopped from Shein for the first time. I've never done Shein. I'm still waiting for some things to come in. So far, it's all right. I don't think I'll do it often. I'm not a big shopper in general. Sorry for my really dark, I'm just realizing like I look very bland and dark, but that's okay. I'm cozy. Anyway, so that's kind of been what's on my mind, but I'm still trying to get my house settled in. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to be vulnerable and I'm going to show you some of the spaces we're working with in our home. And I'm going to try to tackle that. I'm wanting to get a lot of this done before we leave for our trip for a couple of reasons. But one of them, we needed a dining room table. When you go from home to home, what you have and what you need is different. And we weren't necessarily in a rush to find it because we do have a table in our kitchen, like a smaller table. But we were like, well, we'll just be looking for one. Well, we came across one that we loved from a local place, and it was on clearance. So that's like right up our alley. So we purchased it, and they're willing to hold it. They'll hold it for a few months. I don't want to wait that long. And then we're going to have it delivered. So I need to clear out the dining room. When we moved into the house, and I think even though it's taking me a while to get things going, just with all of the factors I mentioned in the beginning, I think I did this the right way. We don't immediately need every room in our house. The room I'm in right now is a bonus room that's going to be my craft space. I will show you that. And we happen to have this chair that just doesn't have a spot for it. We've had this for at least 10 years. And there's no room for it in our living room. So I'm like, well, let's put it up here so I have a comfy spot to sit. Anyways, and we have some guest room, my husband's office. But so what I did was just put everything in like a couple of rooms. And I was like, then I can pull from that, because if everything's in a room, I feel like it's hard to like work around and set it up, especially when you're trying to set up furniture. So there's a couple rooms that have just a bunch of stuff in it still. I'm also shampooing the carpets as we go, just to start fresh, So two of those rooms are upstairs. One of them is downstairs, and it's our dining room. So I also need to unpack a couple more boxes. There's not a lot that's not unpacked. A lot of it's just like furniture and like things that need to be moved to their rightful place. But one thing we did to save money and space when we moved was use all of our clothes and towels and bedding and sheets and blankets to pack with, to wrap stuff with. So at the time when I was packing, it was November. So I started, one of the first things I packed was like home decor and things like that, because we could live without that and we could live without it now. I also started packing with summer clothes because we weren't needing them. Well, I still need to locate some of my husband's shorts. They're somewhere. And so I have some motivation to get this taken care of. I'm not expecting in the next week for everything to be done and things to be in the wall. Our Christmas tree is still up. That's the only Christmas decor pretty much that I got up this year, and it's still up. And I'm not even trying to take it down until we're done back from our cruise. I got other stuff to worry about. I'm not expecting everything to be done and like perfect, but I am hoping to have everything in its approximate rightful like place and room. I think it's going to take me a little bit to still get some things figured out, but that's part of my motivation. I want a lot of it done before we get home from our trip. We may end up with company for a night, and I need to find some things that I want to bring on the trip, including my husband's shorts. So we are going to the Caribbean. We're cruising out of Florida, and so we need some of that clothing. So anyways, that's what I've been working on, and I am really wanting this channel to be like a day in the life vlog, like a little bit of everything, cooking, shopping, whatever, organization. But I've just kind of been in a rut. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to make myself film today, and we're going to chat, and I'm going to just show you a few things. But I made a delicious dinner yesterday, so I did film it. And so I'm going to put that for you here in just a second. I will also link the recipe down below that it was inspired by. The first time I made it, I pretty much followed the recipe. It's using pork chops. I did not have any pork chops. So we made it with chicken, and I cooked it a little bit different. But it is so good that when I was making it yesterday, I was like, I feel like I need to film this and share this. And I didn't even do, I'll have to do a voiceover for it, but it's worth sharing with you guys. So I'm gonna put that footage in now, and then I'm going to show you what I'm working on in the house. Maybe that'll give me some accountability, because then hopefully I can give you some after shots and there'll actually be a notable difference. Okay, so for this recipe, I'll have it linked down below. The original recipe is Boursin pork chops, and I'm doing it a little bit differently. I'm just using some frozen chicken breasts. These are from Aldi. They're like individually frozen, and I'm gonna bake them in the oven. You can bake from frozen, just do it at a high heat, and they will stay really, really moist. I just season them with salt, garlic powder, and onion powder. And the recipe, I believe, says that like you're cooking the pork chops in the sauce, but because I was cooking mine from frozen, I didn't want a bunch of moisture added to the sauce. So I just switched it up. But I have done it with the pork chops based on the original recipe, if you want to try that. I decided I would make some mashed potatoes. I'm actually making a ton of mashed potatoes because my potatoes were starting to sprout and I didn't want them to be of no use. So I just made a ton of them and we used them with other meals later that week. I am chopping up an onion, half of an onion. I wish I had done less onions and cooked them longer, but that's just, my husband loved it. I don't love onion unless it's really, really finely chopped and cooked way down. So for me, personally, I kind of ruined it this time because I didn't cook them down as much, but my husband absolutely loved it. So I'm going back and forth showing you my mashed potatoes and the Boursin cheese. Many different ways to do mashed potatoes, but I added in some butter and some milk back to our onions. See, I should have let them cook a little bit longer before I added the garlic, but tossed in some garlic and let that cook for, about 30 seconds or so. I'm adding some salt to my mashed potatoes. That is a very small measuring spoon, so I did it a few times. And then I also added in some garlic powder to our Boursin cheese. This is just real life cooking. You have to cook simultaneously, so hopefully it's not confusing. But I added in some chicken broth, and this Boursin cheese, I was able to find it at Aldi. I think you can find it, I'm sure you can find it at other grocery stores, has so much flavor. So we're going to break that up and melt that down into the mixture. Back to my mashed potatoes, I added in about 2 ounces of cream cheese. Sometimes I also do sour cream. Just, I love the flavor of that. I do my mashed potatoes differently, just depending on what I have on hand. So we're going to cook our Boursin cheese mixture up to a simmer and let it simmer for a little bit. I'm doing some boxed stuffing mix. I think this stuff, I like the taste of it, but it's got so many ingredients in it that I would normally not have, but my husband likes it. I'm going to try to master some really good and easy like homemade stuffing, like an instant style. So I'm going to be trying to work on that. Anyways, once my sauce had cooked for a bit, and my chicken was done in the oven, I just let them hang out in the sauce for a little bit. And that was a very light colored meal. So we had a nice size side salad to go with it. And this dinner was delicious. All right, so this is our bonus room, which is definitely a mess. Right now it's collecting home decor stuff until I figure out where I need to put it. I'm actually going to probably also do some decluttering. This is I like to craft, so if you didn't know. My craft table and a cabinet I got. So I've been organizing my craft stuff, Christmas bins, because I just pulled out enough stuff to put up a tree. So this is kind of chaos, but this is actually not what I'm working on right now. Don't have a light on in here. This is my husband's office, which he is still working to set up speakers and things like that. So I'm not working on this space either. So this room does not have much in it. A few things I need to take out because I know it looks like that's probably from the seller's vacuum lines over there. But I'm gonna actually shampoo the carpet. I've got my shampooer right here. And then this will be the next room that we're gonna work to set up. That is a headboard for this room. This will be a guest space. And then like this is my husband's keyboard. He'll be bringing that into his office soon. So that'll take care of most of what is in here. And then this space still has a lot, but these are actually like beds for a guest room, and a lot of, my husband is a musician, so there's a lot of instruments in here. So as he sets up his office, a lot of that'll just be simply being moved. And then this box, I had unpacked it, but it's got a bunch of towels and sheets and whatnot in it. And so I'm just gonna wash them. I'm gonna run them through a quick wash. Because we use all of our stuff to pack, you know, things still get dirty, like the boxes and the moving truck and whatnot. So I've been washing stuff as I unpack it, but they're not like dirty. So I just run them through like a quick wash in the laundry. So that's what that is. All right, so this is our dining room. No, it doesn't look like it. But this stuff is going to hopefully be pretty easy to clean up. A lot of this is like storage bins for decor or save boxes. They really just need to have like a quick wipe down because somehow like in the moving truck, they gathered like dirt and stuff on top. So before I bring them upstairs, I just want to, you know, give them a wipe down. This is just the moving blankets. We ended up purchasing some, so we're going to save those for the future. And then like some furniture pieces. So it's not as bad as it looks. I just need to get to it. We also have this piece of furniture that I don't think is going to fit down here. Once we get our dining room table, I mean, it'll fit, but I don't think it's gonna work in here once we get our dining room table moved in. So I'm not sure if I can help my husband move that. I mean, it comes apart, but we're keeping it. It was his grandparents. I just don't know where we're gonna put it. Some moving boxes that are broken down. We gave some away initially when we knew somebody who needed them, but we're gonna save them. I mean, I hope to not be moving anytime soon, but we spent the money on them, so we're going to save them. So this is what I'm up against. It's a little overwhelming, but honestly, like the worst of it's over because like the kitchen, our bedroom, bathroom, like all of that stuff is the stuff that you have to like find places for and like make functional. So that's what I focus on between Thanksgiving and Christmas. So a lot of this, it's like clean off the totes, move them. Furniture, decide where it's going. Unfortunately, we were hoping to put more of our pieces down here, but I don't think we're gonna have room for them all, and it's just a different layout from our last house. And so we did hire some help to unload the truck, which was just like an hour. It's actually not that expensive. It wasn't that expensive for us to just hire a couple of hands to help unload on this end of things. So we had them put the stuff downstairs because that's where we thought it was gonna go. And I got to see if I can help my husband move things upstairs because we don't really have anybody to help him move things. So we got to figure that out. And we have not decorated at all, clocks, wall hangings, anything like that. But I'm going to corral them and put them like in a closet maybe upstairs and address that after we come back because there's definitely no time to work on that before we go away. But I just want to, you know, clean this out. Wow, I almost lost my footing. Anyways, that's what we're working on right now. So I guess I'll check back in with you maybe after I've made some progress. All right, I'm gonna wrap up this vlog with a progress update in case you need any motivation to get things done. It is motivating to me when I see other people, like, I know I didn't video all of like the process, but anyways, I'm gonna wrap up this video, but I'm gonna show you what I did. Okay, if you remember, this space was pretty full. I still have a lot to take care of. What you can't see is stuff on the other side of this furniture that also got taken care of. So I'm feeling it pretty good. And this is a different day because it is a different day. We got some snow. I didn't even comment on that. I think I took a little footage of it, but most snow we've seen since we moved to North Carolina. We're from upstate New York, so we've seen snow before, but that's the most we've seen since we moved here. And then this one is probably the biggest change because we moved all my husband's musical equipment. And some of this is just furniture that's gonna stay in these rooms, but I need to move it so that I can clean the floors and all of that. But my craft space has turned into a bit of a storage space because I put a bunch of decor there. So that's kind of a mess. But I think I'm gonna do some decluttering before I put some stuff away. But I don't have time for that right now. We're getting ready to go away, like I had mentioned. So I'm going to potentially film a like declutter video though. I don't know, it might not just be a declutter video. It might just be incorporated into like a regular day in the life type video. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you are new, and make sure your notification bell is turned on so you don't miss out on anything. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.